taking it out on the daughter.
Who cares what the reason is, Dr. Drew? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Who cares what her reason is? There is no excuse for what she did. I think this mother needs to be criminally charged. I think her children need to be taken away from her until that becomes a safe home, if it ever becomes a safe home, because we're talking about, you know, a difference between discipline and abuse. Whatever her reasoning was for doing this, that's flat out abuse. She's hitting her with a board. She's punching her over and over in the stomach, in the face. And, you know, I'm not surprised that this young teenager has some problems or she's being promiscuous, Dr. Drew. Look at the way she's being raised in her household.
Anahita, you're singing to the choir here as far as I'm concerned, but the daughter told police she felt this, I'm going to beat you to humiliation for
Do you need to have a book, or do you need to take a parent? Do you really need to have a book or a parenting class to know that it's not right to beat up your child and punch her with a fist, Dr. Drew? And I think what makes it that much more egregious to me is the fact that she posted this on Facebook Live. It's almost like she wanted the attention for herself. She wanted some type of fame or some infamy from this. And at one point, if you look, the camera kind of turns away from her, and she's like, no, 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 put the camera back on me. You know, what is that? To me, it seems like I don't think that in her mind she even thinks she's doing the right thing here. I don't buy that for one second.
She does. No, she does.
Yeah,
There's a whole segment of the population that believes that this is how you discipline your children.
I can tell you on Twitter right now. That's Twitter right now.
What purpose does it serve by putting it online and saying, let's make this go viral? She's putting statements out.
Because that segment of the population are high.
Work, Dr. Drew. Let's talk about the fact that abusing children does not work. It would be one thing if, okay, there are good results that come from it.
Anahita, thank you. You're absolutely right, which is if there's nothing so
and things.
I think it's smart, actually, Dr. Drew. I think it's smart that they didn't rush to charge these individuals.
Let me put you on the defense side, though. I know it's where you belong. Yes. Let's talk about what you're going to be up against if you're trying to defend that. And let's while we talk about it, look at this crazy picture, this mugshot of the 19-year-old with a big smile. His father's just been murdered. He's been charged with tampering with. Look at these. Delighted. He's euphoric. That's your client, Anahita.
I heard that wasn't his mugshot, Dr. Drew. But you know, certainly they're going to argue that no, they had nothing to do with it. We don't know yet if there's any DNA or forensic evidence, fibers, anything tying them to the murder. But like
other than them messing with the body and then cleaning everything up and putting acid on his face, I don't know why they did that.
The wife allegedly did that, and I can tell you, I agree with the prosecution by not rushing to press charges because they want to make sure that they have enough evidence to get a conviction. That's really their duty and their obligation, is they need to make sure that they have enough evidence to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt.
All right.
It doesn't look good.
All right.
I admit that.
And Pat is shaking. If any of my guests have a question for Patrick.
I have a question.
Anahita, go ahead.
One of the allegations, I guess one of the emails they uncovered was from the son to the father saying that he was abusive. Do you know anything about that, whether that's true or not?
I never saw any evidence of that. And I know Craig and his family for quite a long time.
Over, and that's Anahita. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me correct a lot of people here. They're saying that he's being released on parole or that he was convicted of attempted murder.
I didn't say that.
No, we didn't say parole. Go ahead.
I didn't say that.
No. Okay, Spirit just mentioned that it was for attempted murder. So let me just clarify that he was not guilty by reason of insanity. And what that means is that that individual is confined to a mental institution until and if he becomes rehabilitated, at which point he's released to society. And the judge was convinced here that he doesn't pose a threat to himself, he doesn't pose a threat to others, and so constitutionally and legally he is allowed to be released. But I agree with Dr. Drew. I think it's, how do you monitor somebody 24 hours a day? I just think that there are all these restrictions. And then what about his medication? What happens if he doesn't take his meds?
Guess what? Who's going to pay for the monitoring? Hold on a second, Spirit. 1 second. Bobby.
We're paying for it.
Yeah, Bobby, I'm imagining we have to have a little team of secret
monitored. He's going to be on GPS. He's going to have his cell phone monitored.
And we're going to have the Secret Service. We're going to have a Secret Service hanging around.
At taxpayer expense.
Yep, Pat.
Right.
Dr. Drew,